Well, happy Monday, folks. I know I didn't do a video on Saturday. Um, I really. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Out. Out. Out with the toy. Out. Out. Sorry about that. Um, I didn't do a video on Saturday because, really, honestly, I was planning on going up to my cabin in West Virginia, and unfortunately, my pickup truck, the AC went out, the fan on the AC went out on my pickup truck. So, I already had it scheduled to go in for an oil change. So when I took it in for the oil change, I had them diagnose why the fan wasn't working. So basically, what happened was there's a resistor on the fan. Get out, out, and that stopped working. And because that stopped working, the fan overheated and melted the plug on the fan. So the whole fan and resistor and everything had to be replaced. Okay, so I had to have that done because, you know, what I say? Out. I am older and I can't handle the heat like I used to when I was younger. So I was so upset about how much that cost me that it just threw me for a loop, and I just was not in the mood to do a video on Saturday. I really was not doing well Saturday. Um, so I took Saturday to reset, right? Just to relax and reset, and went out and planted some tomatoes and harvested some blueberries and went and checked my 3 beds that I had reseeded. And I have watermelon, squash, and cucumbers coming up. I've only got like 2 of the squash coming up, so I don't know what's going on with that seed, but uh, 2 is better than nothing, right? Went and checked on my potatoes. My potatoes are about 3.5, 4 foot tall on the greens, and they have flopped over the potato barrels, and a couple of them have anchored into the ground where they have flopped over on the ground, which is fine. Um, but I did that, and going around my property this time of the year is a constant thing with a bamboo, right? So I have a stalk of bamboo that came up underneath my chicken coop, which I'm going to have to totally dig the root out from underneath my chicken coop. I don't know if you know anything about bamboo, but the only way you can get rid of it is to dig the root out. And there's no guarantee that it won't come back in 2 or 3 years. Okay? But it is a constant thing here, fighting the bamboo. Okay? It's just because I live on the coast. My next door neighbor has got bamboo, and so it has just spread, right? And it's spread into everybody around here. So it's just a constant thing. It's just part of living here, right? On top of that, with all that going on this week, uh, I think we've all heard about, oh, well, the strait is open, the strait is closed. The strait is open, the strait is closed. Right? So, with all the news going on and everything, I just needed to take a day for myself. Right? And just shut down the insanity and just relax. And so that's what I did Saturday. Um, that being said, I've heard this week already, here it is Monday, and I've already heard that JBS is letting 1,500 people go in Pennsylvania at the meat processing plant. Now, if we remember back, I think it was Smithfield that did the same thing, and then Smithfield got bought out by China, and of course, those jobs never came back. There's a lot of that going on. It's not only JBS that's having these issues, it's a lot of stuff that's going on all at once. Okay? So we know that's going on, which reduces our ability to get cattle to the butcher, right? So let's remember that the United States goes through 2 to 3 million pounds of beef a year. Okay? And that's a conservative estimate. And we're looking at very low beef herds now. We're looking at very low wheat farms that have actually been able to be planted this year due to the strait being closed and them not being able to get the fertilizer. And now it is past planting season. So I expect that grains, especially for your animals, is going to go up in cost, which is going to, of course, at the grocery store, that's going to be passed on to you and me. So, looking at this, what you need to do is you need to do an inventory. You need to do that now. You need to do an inventory, see what you have available, and start looking locally for what you can get available. This is going to be worldwide. This is not just the U.S. that's having these issues. This is worldwide. Australia already has issues with food on the shelves in the stores. That's already happening. Okay, I expect that that's just going to increase worldwide. On top of all that going on, we also have, unfortunately, Ebola is still going on in the Congo. So please keep those people in your prayers, because that is a very nasty disease. And it is like a 50% death rate if you get it. Okay? So we've got that going on. We've got stories coming out of boxes of ticks found in rural areas where it seems that they were just dropped off somehow. Don't know if that's conspiracy theory, but there's a couple people online that have said that they've actually found the boxes that the ticks were in, and they are reliable sources. Also going on is we have the Super El Nino. So we're having very severe weather go through certain areas. If you're in these areas, please listen to your local law enforcement and your local emergency contacts about what to do, and if you get told to evacuate, please do so. If you can, please do so. Um, these storms are no joke, right? I've heard that one was an EF3 with 156-mile-per-hour winds. That is not good, right? That will level pretty much everything that we build today. Um, so go through, do an inventory, make sure that if you are in need of evacuating for whatever reason, whether it be like the warehouse fire in LA that's been going on for a week, or a chemical spill that happened in Kentucky where they had to evacuate like 10, 15 miles around that chemical spill, or or storms coming in, and you have to evacuate because of high water or high winds, or it's just recommended that you move to higher ground. um this is all going on and all hitting us all at once. Okay, so this is why I really needed to reset on Saturday, is because this will just make you absolutely insane. The main thing you got to remember is do what you can do right in front of you. Okay? Um, yes, it's a concern about what's going on with wars around the world. Yes, that's a concern. But on the day to day, how does that affect you? Besides, prices going up, which you knew they were going to do that anyway. So, they never go down, they always go up. Um, so this is just me talking to you, and don't let this drive you crazy. If you have to take a day off just to reset, then do that. Okay? And that's what I had to do. I had to do that, right? Now, normally when I go out to West Virginia, that's when I reset, because I get out there to West Virginia, out to the property I got my cabin on, and there is absolutely no internet, no cell phone. There's no internet or no cell phone out there. So it's a good way to reset, right? Because you turn everything off, everything's off, and it's just nature, right? And sometimes we need to do that. Okay. Uh, yeah, that's what's been going on here. So, a very expensive week last week for me. Close to 2 grand out of my pocket, for those who are curious. Um, yeah. Uh, just for various things, right? Um, it just, it never stops, folks. It never stops. So do your inventories, figure out where you might have holes, and try and plug those holes. Now, some of us have been doing this long enough that we really don't have any holes. We just replace whatever we use. Okay? Still, do an inventory and make sure that you're good to go, right? And we'll talk at you on Saturday, hopefully. I might actually be going out to West Virginia next Saturday. So if I do, I will probably do a video before I get out of cell range. Um, And then I might do a video and post it later once I get back home on Sunday, uh, you know, about what I got done at the cabin. I mean, I'm very excited. I got told that I have about 175 gallons of water already in my tote. So I'm excited about that, right? Now it's just a matter of figuring out, okay, how do we get the water from the tote so that we can use that water, uh, and how do we filter it? And so we're going through that. We're figuring all that out, right? And I got the plug for my generator, which goes through the wall, so that I can run the generator, plug the generator straight into the wall outside, and I have electricity in the whole cabin. So that's going out. Now, whether or not I get it put in, I can only do so much at one time, right? So it's exciting on the one hand. On the other hand, I did just take a big hit this past week financially, and kind of mad about that because I really didn't want to spend that money for that. Uh, I was kind of trying to save for a freeze dryer, but life goes on. I mean, it's not in the cards this week. Bicycle.